Hey!
Everybody, and welcome to Kid and Lizzie Got You Covered.
This is a very special episode
Why is that, Kurt?
because it's the Thanksgiving episode.
I'm British.
Welcome to this is your moment
This
in
is like
time.
my 7th Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. So you know a thing or two.
familiar.
I mean,
Turkey.
coming on over.
Giving thanks.
Yeah, giving thanks.
Yep.
Talking turkey.
Yep.
This is a special episode because we're just going to be expressing stuff we're thankful for. And you know what I'm most thankful for?
What?
Modern day plumbing. Every single year at Thanksgiving table, the thing
12 to 18 hours later after Thanksgiving dinner.
I see. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I am so thankful for this toilet that operates. I'm thankful for the sink.
Thankful that it's indoors.
Thankful that it's indoors in the shower. I just press a button, and it just goes away.
All my problem.
But you know what else I'm pretty thankful for?
What's that?
The people who watch this show.
Yes.
I am so thankful for you. And you know why?
Why?
Because this episode is dedicated to all the letters you sent in.
Yeah.
We're going to only be reading viewer mail.
So every week we talk about the biggest topics in gaming, but in a random order through letters. And this week, yes, whoops, all viewer mail.
Whoops.
So if like Half-Life 3 gets announced, sorry.
If
we'll
Half-Life
talk
3
about
gets
that next
announced-
week.
If Half-Life 3 gets announced, I'm going to bed. All right? There's too much going on. Waiting on that Ubisoft stuff. We're recording this on Wednesday of the previous week for your
I have
reference.
off next week, so that's
You're
fine.
off next week. I'm tired. Let's open a letter.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving!
Open a letter.
Viewer mail. Dear sailors, Kurt, Lucy, and it just says Jean.
It's fine.
Jean. I almost said Jean, which I know is what everyone.
Jean Valjean.
Yes. Jean. And the other team members, Spencer Gilbert. I love your show. Thank you. As a longtime Kurt fan, it's great to see him on the screen more and more. It's also great to see this show grow.
Is this your dad?
I think I wrote this in my sleep. It was like, just Kurt's the best. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this one though. My question to you all is simply, quote, you're hosting a dinner party with a selection of video game characters of your choice.
Characters, okay.
So you're hosting a dinner party, video game characters. That means you're sending out the invites. However, every
full okay?
dish, what?
Is party full okay?
Partyful. No, don't invite me. If you're using Partyful, don't want anything to do with it. Write me a damn letter.
Okay.
However, every dish represents a life lesson from that game. Which dish makes you scream internally while smiling politely to your guests? Many thanks and looking forward to many more episodes. Lots of love, JC. I'm assuming that's Jackie Chan. So thank you, Jackie Chan. I love you too.
Could
So
be.
I want to adapt this one slightly
Okay.
for the viewer. So one, we're gonna make it a Thanksgiving dinner
Okay.
All right.
to be in theme, we could still do the internal screaming part, but I want to know what Thanksgiving dish each character would bring.
Oh.
So but that I don't like?
No. Let's just start with Thanksgiving with characters.
Okay, so Lucy and I, we're hosting a dinner. We each get to invite 2 video game characters.
Okay, Garrus Vicarian.
Wow, just right off. Boom.
And
I got one.
go.
Wario.
Yeah. Sounds like a recipe for trouble.
Yeah, so I would invite Wario.
Okay.
So we got Garius. What's you say?
Garrus.
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 Garrus the
Garrus
Garrus.
mod.
Who's Garrus?
Garrus Vicarian from Mass Effect.
Okay, sure.
You know, the Birdman.
Okay, so we're
Not
gonna.
Tony Hawk.
All right. So that'd be great if I misunderstood you. I was like, hey, we got Tony Hawk here. So Garrus the bird man.
Yeah.
Wario.
Yeah. And
You pick one, then I pick one.
the Duck Detective.
Oh, great. I am gonna be. If the Duck Detective is the type of person if he was at my table, I would be drilling him all night, just all night. I'd be like, so what's the weirdest case you've been on? How's it going?
Okay. Yeah.
You hang out by the pond often? What have you been
Sometimes.
seeing? What's the most interesting? But what's
It was like a ghost.
What have you done
in a-
last time?
In a campsite
Yeah.
clamping.
Right.
Those are my 2.
Okay. So I got Wario, and then I got to fill out the dynamic. So we have Duck Detective.
Depressed,
Who's-
eating all the bread.
He's going to be watching everyone all night. He's going to be a downer.
He's
I just-
not.
You said he's depressed and eats bread.
Could also be me.
Kind of a downer. Wario,
Chaos.
Birdman. You invited 2 birds.
Sure did.
Okay, sorry. I gotta get on track. And then my other guess would be, I would also invite a detective,
Okay.
but it's the
Mr. Ward from the Seance of Blake Manor.
Harry
No.
Dubois.
I would invite Harriet Dubois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Oh, wait. Oh, what do
So
I-
apparently I have 2 gross men coming to my.
you could have invited Kim.
Nah, he's probably got a family of his own to tend to. So yeah, Wario,
Okay.
Harry Dubois,
Garrus Vakarian.
Garrus the
And
Vicarious,
Eugene McQuacklin.
Eugene McQuacklin.
That's his name.
All right, that is our
So
dinner
my
party.
side of the table,
Nice.
quips, jokes, puns. Okay? Your side of the table,
is this
depression and chaos.
burps, alcoholics,
Yeah.
regret, someone who's probably going to steal something.
Wario is definitely trying to like talk about his new cryptocurrency.
100%
He's
Wario
shilling.
coin. All right, so then what's the deal with the dishes?
What dishes do you think they would bring?
Garrus Vakarian would have done some research into human food. So he would have brought something well-meaning but tasting awful.
Which is what?
Like a really wet mashed potato. Or
How does he feel bringing, like, it's a place in which, like, it's a meal in which a turkey.
He would have like misunderstood like bourbon potatoes and just like
Yes,
absolutely
100%.
soaked the meal in bourbon, like
Yes.
swimming in it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Garrus.
Garrus would bring that. Duck Detective would
Bread.
bring bread, but he would eat it on the way over.
And just bring an empty bag. And then I would open the door and be like, some guest you got here.
Eugene.
Lucy.
Welcome in.
Come on in, Eugene. Let me see if we have any more bread in the fridge for you. Pal?
You keep your bread in the fridge.
No. Yeah, maybe. You keep yours in the freezer, don't you?
I keep a spare loaf in the freezer.
I refrigerate my bread.
You don't need to in this country.
Oh, because
Bread back home lasts like 3 days. It lasts like 3 weeks over here.
Yeah, well, okay. So Harriet would probably
Harry.
I don't know why I keep saying Harriet. Harry Dubois would probably bring something from he found in the back alley,
Yep.
dumpster diving. So
Or
I'm
from
just,
someone's house.
yeah. So either like I would probably like a few cans of sardines that have already been like picked through. Bring that for the table. Wario, you know those ornate Jello, sort of like savory Jello dishes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be like hot dogs and other meats and like peppers in a Jello mold.
Right.
That's what Wario would bring.
And then he'd ask you to cut it in half perfectly as part of like one of his twisted party games.
Yeah, yeah. yeah. He would ask you. She would be like, "Take this knife," and then as you were doing it, you'd had to avoid like his booger that was like coming out in and out of his nose, like before it touches it. You have to like get the knife.
And I'm the one with the bad guest, by the way. I'm the one.
I didn't
with the
say bad guest. I just said
Some guest.
ate the bread on the way.
All right. Time for another letter.
All right, another letter. Viewer mail.
Hey, Lucy and Kurt. With game dev costs rising, is it possible we see licensing game locations or maps as a way to keep costs down? For example, if Sucker Punch licensed out their Ghost of Tsushima map or Insomniac's New York City map from Spider-Man to be used in another game. I think of it like a real-life location being used in multiple movies. Is this even possible given how specific the locations are crafted for their original game? Thanks for the shout. Keep up the great work, Jeff Hodges.
I mean, I think you bring up like an interesting. I mean, you inspire an interesting idea because I've often talked to like it's very easy for players to play. Say, I always think about Tears of the Kingdom. How everyone was like, they're just reusing the map, And people often complain about reusing assets.
I was gonna say, if you are talking about reusing the map and you are not mentioning the king franchise of that, which is Yakuza,
And that is what I was building up to. Is then there's games like Yakuza, who I think have done an excellent job of creating these small, very tight maps and just keep reusing them. But they have compelling, interesting stories that utilize those
the
environments.
business is shut down.
And the business is down. New ones pop in.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I often wish like developers would be okay with revisiting old places to do it, but the idea of licensing them is very interesting.
So that's the thing. The boring answer is if it is made in a proprietary engine, then that's very, very difficult. It will not be easily able to happen. New York City from Spider-Man, whole other kettle of fish. Whole other kettle of fish because you've got Marvel involved,
Yeah.
and that is a
Also
that is a Marvel property.
and even just from a design perspective, a map that is designed
Yes.
to be seen from top to bottom.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if this game is suitable for this kind of game where you have so much traversal, but is it suitable for a different kind of game where there isn't maybe any traversal? There are elements of this that are like very dead on, and that's what we see with Unreal Engine 5, the store, pre-made assets. Costs can be lowered that way. Instead of someone having to make something from scratch, they can just buy it from the store and license it out that way. I think it's a cool idea. I think of it like a real life location being used in multiple movies. Yeah, I think it's just
I think the
too specific.
interesting example of this I've seen is there's this video game called House Party. Have you ever heard of it?
House party. Which one is that?
You get invited to a house party, and then like the point of the game is you have to just try and mingle with different people and do quests and
Sounds like my
and,
nightmare.
and have
yeah, absolutely. No
I just want to
them
sit in the corner
and
with the
stuff.
cat.
It's a weird game. They had a collaboration with it with like was it Doja Cat or something, wasn't it? Oh my, it was something
Oh, okay.
weird. Anyway, the house in House Party is a pre-made asset. So there are a bunch of like random games on Steam that use that house, like horror games and stuff like that. So it's this interesting, weird thing where I'll occasionally be like checking out a random game and I'll be like, it's the House Party house, but now it's like used in a horror game context or something like that. So I think that's it's a weird example because a lot of those games are, to be frank, not very good,
Right.
or just kind of like quick little asset flips is maybe a little harsh, but I do think that's an interesting example where I look at the house and I'm like, oh, it's the house. Kind of like how when we were watching Terrifier, we saw the entrance to Patty's Pub
Yeah.
in it, and we're like, it's Patty's Pub.
Which is also in an episode of Charmed.
Exactly.
It's
So,
everything
also
else.
Jigsaw's Lair and Saw.
so there's something kind of to that idea of
think
like
so.
seeing it again and being like, oh, it's that thing. But I agree. It's probably technically very
some
difficult.
lawyer is freaking out at the mere prospect of
I would say if it was going to be specifically those two things, probably a big old nah. But I do think it is a somewhat compelling idea of being like, well, what does happen when someone designs a city that can be reused by multiple games with some sort of, if there's some sort of effort to create a different sort of art direction using that city? I don't
I
know.
mean, Fortnite.
Yeah. There's a, this,
Springfield in there right now.
yeah, it's true. My last bit is there's a developer I love. This is kind of adjacent, named Kenji Ino. He did D and D2 of all those years ago, and Enemy Zero. And he created a character named Laura, who's just blonde white woman, but he designed her as a video game actress
Oh, that's
that could be so like she's in all three of these games, but she's not the same Laura, but it's like the same like look and
Digital actress. That's
like
a
digital
really
actress.
cool idea.
And I thought that was like, I always thought that, and that was like, we're
Yeah.
talking
Not like some
mid-90s.
AI.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is like
And I always thought that was a really compelling, interesting, like, yeah, I guess like what if you have like a digital actor, like model, like that is designed in such a way to be, anyways.
or
so-
like how like Swery reused characters and ideas
Oh, yeah.
in Deadly Premonition 2 from D4, and
Yeah.
it's like unclear whether it's the same characters or not. It's interesting.
yeah.
Interesting
So
idea.
compelling idea, a hard swing for the big old ones like
The legal
Spider-Man and
eagles,
Sucker
yeah.
Punch, but I do think it's a thing that I imagine developers need to learn ways or figure out ways to maybe that they don't have to recreate their entire world every single time if they want to make a new game, a la RGG.
Time for another letter.
Time for another letter. Did you know? This is from our viewers.
Viewer mail.
Viewer mail. Hey, Kurt and Lucy. That's us. Night Dive Studios once tried to acquire the rights to No One Lives Forever to remaster it.
Oh.
The old James Bond game. Only to discover that the IP is so tangled between multiple companies that no one can clearly claim ownership, which means no sequels, no remasters, not even a legal digital re-release. There are several games that have effectively vanished because of corporate mergers, lost paperwork, or unclear IP rights. Should there be a use it or lose it rule for game IP? If a company sits on it for decades, someone else gets to revive it?
Ooh.
Thanks for your time. Keep up the great work. Best regards, Joe from Tunisia. I'm so sorry.
Tunisia.
Tunisia. I'm so sorry. You are absolutely 100% correct. This is an issue. This isn't even just a problem with Night Dive Studios. There is a serious problem in the early days of game development with documentation.
Yep.
Just straight up. It is in so many ways similar to the silent film era, in which lots of people don't even know who owned those films.
Yep.
And a lot of those films were burned. And then it happened again with audio during World War II, I think, era, where a lot of like audio things just they exist. However, no one knows who owns them. So therefore, they cannot be shared. No one knows how to distribute them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, if you like, I talk and work with the Video Game History Foundation, a lot of stuff is just sitting in people's basements too.
Yep.
Just people don't know the treasure troves that they are sitting on. And that's just like physically keeping track of things.
Yep.
Then if you try and work backwards to see who owns the rights, I can imagine that James Bond is an absolute nightmare. Lord of the Rings, the Tolkien estate, absolute nightmare. Anything where there has been multiple corporate mergers, buying and selling of assets, I totally agree that there should be a use it or lose
Yeah,
it. Like
I agree.
if you buy this and you don't do anything with the property in 5 years, maybe it goes
You
back
should
up
either
the
renew
market.
that license or...
Well, I guess they
yeah.
renew trademarks, etc. Like there's always that happening when people see a trademark file and they're like, oh my God, it's like, no, they're just renewing.
Yeah. I mean, there was I would not be surprised if a lot of the games that came out in like a Commodore 64, early 80s computer, home computer era, I would not be shocked if those deals were done with like a wink and a handshake. Like the
Like,
programmer.
oh, do you have that fax?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I wrote the code down. I wrote it down in a graph paper notebook. Where's that notebook? Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell
I donated it. Whoopsies. Oh, I threw it out with all the other notebooks. Nothing's important. So a lot of people, like when it actually comes to preserving this stuff, like, yeah, it's like first, who has it in their basement? Two, who owns it? And sometimes people who think they own the rights to something, who are convinced they own the rights to something, actually don't.
Yep.
And therefore another spiral of like, well, who does?
Because that's the thing, especially if someone thinks that they're going to make money off it,
Then they keep it.
stakes will be claimed.
Yeah. I do think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
I use it or lose it, because I think it would help a lot. Because in all fairness, if there were some IPs, if this like rule existed and like use it or lose it, and I learned some IPs are not taken, I would be
You
like,
would just be like,
yep,
booting up
here we go.
Godot,
Yeah.
booting up Unity.
I would like to do it for video game soundtracks.
Ooh, yeah.
Like there's a few video games that like Hotel Dusk is one of those examples where it's like that soundtrack never got a proper release because it was a Nintendo DS game. And I would like to be like, I know Nintendo owns it.
Yeah.
Be like, hey buddy,
Hey.
let me just like,
Doug Bowser on your way out the door.
yeah, on your way out the door, you drop something. Oops, it's mine now. Yeah, good point. And also, if you don't know, be aware that that's a lot of the reason why preservation
Yeah.
in games is tough.
All right, let's preserve another letter.
Oh.
Hey, Colt and Lucy.
Oh God.
I'm
Well-
a huge puzzle and point and click fan, and from what I heard in the show, you guys are as well.
Yep.
What are your favorite games from these genres? And in case you're into adventure games from the 90s, are you more of a LucasArts or Sierra kind of guy, gal?
Ooh.
Thanks, and hope you guys have a great week, Bruno.
Bruno, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you getting my name wrong because I asked in the last episode, get my name wrong. Just do it. And you did. Thanks for caring. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Went through a little phase of Broken Sword.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Sierra?
10 or so years ago when they were like re-releasing a bunch of those. I don't think I played many adventure games when I was younger because I think to me adventure games have a very specific, like when you grow up you learn video game logic.
Yeah.
But I think adventure games have their own very special kind of logic.
They do.
That at least for me, my brain did not really have the verbal reasoning to understand, and
Yeah.
I would be hitting my head against the wall. I remember really liking Double Fine's.
Broken Age?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which would probably put you in the LucasArts camp. Because that's where they all that's where you
That's
came.
where they all
that's where-
came from.
I
Oh, Simon the Sorcerer is what I grew up on.
Yeah. Is that the guy with a cape? Like with a blue face?
The Sorcerer? No, he's not. He's not blue face. He looks like just a kid wearing.
A thing? Do I not know who this is?
Simon the Sorcerer? No, he's just. It's just like one of those very. I want to say it's British. It had very. I remember it feeling very British at least. It might not be, but it was just like it was an adventure game where you were this little guy called Simon. I remember there was an ogre behind the behind the counter of the store, and it was quite Yeah. So I remember playing those, but I wouldn't say that I started to play more of adventure games and enjoying them more until, fairly recently. But
Yeah.
you,
Oh, I mean, they informed my every fiber of my body. I grew up playing. I was very privileged to be growing up with a very wide spectrum of games. So like I was cool enough to have like a TurboGrafx and a Sega Genesis and an NES, and as well as a PC thing. The thing is, by the time I was born, however, that's when our family started skipping generations. So I was, even though I was like raised on older games, I was very late to play what was like hot and fresh growing up. And even up until I would say my 20s is like when I finally was like, I'm going to buy game consoles
you're
now.
being the zeitgeist.
So I played a lot of point and click adventure games on PC. So to answer your question, I would say that I was a LucasArts kid.
But a
Because
Sierra man.
that's exactly it. Yeah, that's it. I was a LucasArts kid, but now I'm a Sierra man. Damn. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I like growing up, it was like Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, like, and then Monkey Island. Like I played Monkey Island a little later, and all that jazz. Like those were the things I was like, I am who I am. I know who I am now.
They re-released Monkey Island on iPhone, I remember a few years ago, and now you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah.
Same with Simon the Sorcerer, I think.
But Sierra, it wasn't until I was older that I went back and played Sierra games, and I was like, "Geez, they're so good! They're so good!" And I thank Roberta Williams for it. I mean, she's basically the one who more or less created the genre. Right next to then Maniac Mansion happened kind of alongside that with Ron Gilbert. But Phantasmagoria, whew, one of the best games I've ever played. You go into the why am I drawing a blank? Beast Within. Gabriel Knight. And the Gabriel Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sierra was just like, the adult.
Yeah.
The adult take.
Sweet grow up.
Maybe. Not to,
I'm a Sierra man.
not to patronize the LucasArts. They had Indiana Jones. Those games were great. Anyways.
Sam and Max.
Oh,
Sam and
It's
Max.
one of my favorite. I grew up with the Telltale ones and then went back
Yeah.
to play the LucasArts one.
Yeah. And then Myst.
Oh, yeah. What am I talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Myst.
Myst.
But I played that with my dad.
It's just
I played
not.
that with
It's
my dad.
just not a LucasArts Sierra
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Everyone played Myst with their dad, except for me.
Lucy, have you talked about your dad's mist room?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have on Gotcha Covered. So when I went to university, so when I was in school and I was playing a lot of games, my dad got a new PC in the study and I got the old one in my bedroom. So I had a PC in my room, which is huge. And all I would do is play video games on it all day, every day. And then when I left to go to uni, my dad took all of his gaming stuff from the study and put it in my room. So by all of his gaming stuff, I mean a Myst mouse mat, all of the strategy guides, his notebooks from when he played. I think he even bought no, he just had all the strategy guides. And I think one of them was kind of a collector's edition-y type thing, because I remember he having like some kind of map or something. And I remember going home and I took a picture of it and thinking, wow, this is what happens when you leave home. Your dad turns your bedroom into a Myst room.
Hell yeah. That would be the first thing I do when my kids move out.
He had the soundtrack. That was it, because I stole that.
Ooh,
For Myst
that's a
3.
great soundtrack.
Udo?
Myst 3 is also great.
Yeah.
Myst 3 Exile. Whew,
Exile.
that's the one. Yep.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
And then, 90s had, then like Seventh Guest. 11th Hour.
We don't know how good we had it.
I know.
I would argue
Here we go.
of all the game genres, adventure games have the tendency to hold up the test of time the best. And the ones that don't hold up the test of time, it's because they just weren't good in the first place.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's my hot take.
It's because the mechanics are universal.
Yep.
They stand the test of time.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should get a letter.
Yeah, we should. Lucy, Jean-Luc, and Kirk. I don't know who that is. Huge fan of the show. I initially started watching just so I could get more of Lucy's Kermit voice.
Kermit the Frog here. Thanks for the nice letter.
But Kirkle's silly mustache won me over. And now it's a double feature.
At least he didn't say my silly mustache.
And Jean-Luc has great hair. So I guess it's a triple feature.
Hey!
Kermit,
Hair.
my silly mustache. Kirkle's spicy question.
Ooh.
What do you think of sex scenes in video games? Now we're talking. I remember when this was a hot topic, pun intended, back in the old God of War, Witcher, BioWare days. But sex scenes have really fallen out of fashion these days.
Yeah.
I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, but many of those older games would cater to a specific audience, and by today's standards, some of those scenes might come across as tacky fan service. God of War especially, which it definitely was. But I'd be interested to hear y'all's thoughts, especially considering how the industry has diversified and matured alongside our tastes. Thank you to Lucy, Jean-Luc, and Kirkus for all the hard work you do. And that wasn't a sex joke, I promise. Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you so much, Michael. I got something to say about this.
Go on then.
Just in the last letter, I mentioned a game called Phantasmagoria.
Yes.
That game opens with a sex scene, like real actors, full frontal nudity. And it's one of those things where, like, when you first boot up the game, you're like, especially for a game that was like 19, I don't know, I want to say 1994, don't quote me. And it's like, whoa, it felt truly,
Boing.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, whoa, 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 whoa. My mustache is wiggling around all funny. And I think that is one of the most, and again, so there's a few things I didn't mention.
Okay.
One, 1990s, mid 90s video game. When video games are still like hot in the hot seat for violence, Phantasmagoria comes out, opens with a sex scene.
Shagging.
One would claim that it's trying to cater to a certain audience. However, game written and directed by a woman, Roberta Williams. And I often cite that opening scene as one of the most important in the game because it sets the relationship and how these two people interact with each other, like the actual intimacy between them, which then completely is juxtaposed with something later in that game that I will not disclose. And I think it's amazing. And I think about that often when I think about controversy or their lack of like actual intimacy in games, because the only other like recent one I can think of other than like Bouldur's Gate's, fun times is like The Last of Us Part 2.
Cyberpunk.
But again, isn't that like, I guess my question is like, are those sex scenes used as a means of role playing? Or is it
Right.
actually used
No, I
as a
guess 'cause it's a-
narrative tool or beat?
Well, yeah, it's a quest line, so it's like a reward to letting you. And that's the thing with like BioWare, in terms of those two, where it's like the sex scenes that you would get. Let's talk Mass Effect 2, whereas you would progress your relationship with the character, and that would be the thing that you were basically building towards. It wouldn't be you would have an actual relationship with factors,
Right.
or it could change. It was like this is a set narrative, and sex just happened to be the kind of end goal before the suicide mission.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question? It was like,
I think it was just overall
what
thoughts
do you
on
think
it.
of sex and scenes in video games? I mean, I'm really not against sex scenes in video games. I think I just wish that the industry had more of, first of all, had the ability and the courage to try and do more with it.
This is why I'm bringing up Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, because one of the most interesting things, I remember talking to Robert Kurvitz, who was
I love this.
the writer and worked on Disco Elysium. Is he the director of Disco Elysium?
I was probably lead writer designer.
Lead writer designer. And we did this like whole episode of audio logs where we were talking about the Thought Cabinet and how the Thought Cabinet for them was this really difficult.
You should watch audio logs, by the way. I just want to make that clear. Shout out to a show audio logs that Lucy produced. Anyways, but
Where he was talking about the fact that the Thought Cabinet, which is the internalization of external thoughts in your main character, and if you decide to take on board various things externally, if you decide to internalize them and have it become part of your personality, that was a really difficult mechanic to implement. And when we were wrapping up, I asked him, I was like, what was, this is the thing that almost sunk your game. What is the thing you would want to do for the next game? And sadly, he's no longer at the company. There's a whole thing with Zaum. But he did say like he wanted to try doing a sex scene. He wanted to try doing sex in whatever the follow-up to Disco Elysium was going to be. And I thought that would be so interesting because I've never played a game that's quite as introspective as Disco Elysium.
yeah.
And so it'd be really interesting to see how that's done. I mean, obviously, that's the thing. It's like there are so many ways and so many kinds of things that games do with sex scenes. Well, like, I mean, there's obviously like a lot of VR stuff that you could do. There's a whole lot of stuff on Steam too. There are, people take, like, there's a way of using video game characters just purely for pornographic sex, and there's less about the human act of sex and relationship.
Yeah, intimacy and
which
condition.
I think is the stuff that's the thing. But then you've got ratings boards. You've got people in an uproar again. You have ratings in general could impact. Yeah.
There was like a thing that happened in the past few years where there was just in general a lot of people kind of outcrying about like, do we need sex scenes in movies and do we need sex scenes in media? Mm-hmm. And I fall in the camp of yes, if it is used within a certain context to push a narrative, an idea, or theme, it has to be done in taste. It has to be done to like with intent, with a purpose. And I often do think for a medium like video games where everyone's like, it's come a long way. It's like they're mature now and stuff like that. I still think it has a lot of room to grow. And I think a lot of people need to like, I would love to, how do I phrase this? It's,
see some shagging.
I would just love to see some shagging. Every game. Come on, let's make it happen.
Can't wait to see how this episode gets edited down.
No, I think I wish people were more daring and willing to use it when most appropriate to do it. And I really, really mean it. If you're not familiar with Phantasmagoria, I don't think you need to play it, but you should read about it and you should look up stuff about the sex scene. And if you are not concerned with spoilers, you should read about other things that happen in that game, because I think that game is a perfect example of how it can be used as a narrative tool and not just as a way to show some shagging.
Show some skin. All right.
Next letter.
Mail.
Hey.
Hey, Kurt and Lucy.
Hi.
This is from Cryptic Sea again.
Hey.
Thank you for your letter a couple
Thank
weeks
you
ago.
so much.
What's your favorite bug in a game? Mine would be level -1 in the original Super Mario Bros. It sparked my curiosity into why it happened and if there was a way to get to level -2. Brackets. There was not. Favorite bug?
So I
If
was.
you guys have any examples you want me to pull up on video, we can do that also.
I got to the top of Reddit once with a bug in Mafia 3.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think someone ripped it from my Twitter though. I don't think I got like the actual credit. Which has happened. That's the story I've told on this show before.
Yeah, you have.
Me posting something on Twitter and someone else putting it on Reddit and getting to the top. Yeah, there was I was just driving the boat or whatever. I think he's like rowing the boat or something in the bayou, and the physics just collapse in on themselves, and he just starts freaking out, falling out the boat, like doing this whole thing, and it just keeps going. And I was like, well, all right. And that was it. It was just like, it wasn't even like a really anything bug. I do have an actual favorite though.
Well, no, I mean, the important context was that in 2012, 2013, I worked in QA. So my job
Your job.
was to find bugs.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, this is long enough now, but it was 2013. It was at Nintendo. And one of the games I worked on was Super Mario 3D World. And a really interesting thing I learned during that time was when you discover a bug and whether it's decided to actually be considered a bug or player advantage.
Interesting.
And that was something we actually multiple times I found something like, hey, this is a thing. Can we do, are we like, is this a bug? And they would actually determine if the player finds this, it is a bug, but it's also could be used to player advantage. So probably similar. I don't know. I can't recall the bug you're talking about with Super Mario, but in Super Mario 3D World, there's a certain section where if you, I think I want to say World 1, Level 2, if you get a green shell at a certain corner in the underground level and you jump on it a certain way, you are stuck in a perpetual jumping on a shell, which then gives you the points multiply until you start getting one-ups. And then you can just keep going until the game stops counting.
Wow.
So for a while, like playing that game, and we had to like speed run it without using debug. That would be the first, go to World 1, Level 2, get in the section.
Just and
Basically infinite lives, and then you would play the rest of the game like that and never have to worry about time.
I love that. This is why I love GDQ so much.
Game's done quick.
It's done quick.
Seeing how people just do insane stuff.
Is this the one?
Could be. Oh yeah, it was this one.
Wow.
This is you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's from Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he just away he goes. And then he kills you. Yep. Yeah.
But I do love stuff like that. Like where it's
Yes.
like, I'm sure the developers aren't happy something like this in the game, but I always love to talk about like Oblivion and Skyrim because even though yes, those games are buggy, I also always kind of felt like those games were like a fun little like a blemish, like a thing that like it in part help with the identity of that thing, especially in a zeitgeist, like a culture zeitgeist sort of way.
Can I share my favorite?
Yes.
Hell yeah, you can.
All right.
Also, real quick, Red Dead Redemption 1, Undead Nightmare.
Yeah.
You eventually unlock a unicorn as your horse.
Yes.
I discovered without fail, if you're riding the horse and you pull your gun out and aim and shoot your horse while riding, it does exactly that, but it's like infinite. It never stops.
Oh my God.
And I kept doing it
Why-
over
first
and
of all, why
over
would
and
you do
over again. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
This one. I love this one. This one kills me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wait.
Where are these people coming from?
Well. Where are they going?
Goodbye. Farewell.
Goodbye, Edward Kenway.
We don't have the music because we probably get copyright strikes. No, it's even better. It's so good. You'll have to look it up because I don't think I could play it for the copyright. Wait, the best part.
Yeah, baby.
I have never seen this before.
It's one of my favorite glitches.
I was
It's
gonna
so
say,
funny.
I mean, like Assassin's Creed Unity, the faces.
Oh, I know.
Unbelievable bug. I will say, I think one of my favorites is I watch a lot of Elden Ring speedruns, Soul speedruns. Shout out to Tomato Anus,
Shout out to Tomato Anus.
who does really cool breakdowns of how speedruns, like how they do specific speedruns. One of my favorite bugs is in Elden Ring. I believe they've patched it out now, but it's called ziplining. And if you, I think it's like if you get on torrent and then you come off at a certain frame, you basically just, you ignore the geometry so you can just go forward from one to another. There's other stuff like boundary breaking in that game. If you get too close to an, there's one in particular with, I believe it's Father Gascoigne in Bloodborne. If you stand too close to the
yep.
gate and he pushes you, oh no, it's the like the werewolf thing at the
Yes.
beginning. At the very, very beginning when you're in that graveyard. And if you stand way too close to the thing and he pushes you through, then you can basically skip an entire
Yep.
section of the game. That's my shit.
Yeah.
I love that stuff because it's like how are people the Sekiro ones where you are swimming underneath the map. So glitchless is a really fun speedrun category. Don't get me wrong, because it's mostly then about skill, routing. But then if you do glitched, some shit that people find unbelievable. Shout out to Bingo Brawlers.
And Tomato Anus.
Genuinely, shout out to Tomato. I think he has to. I swear I've seen a GDQ run where he's had to introduce himself as Tomato. See, I said tomato.
Yeah, no, look at you.
Tomato Angus. Or at least that's what it said on the GDQ thing, but he pronounces it as Tomato Anus. So,
Shout out.
shouts out.
Bugs.
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 All right,
Okay.
camera lit up.
Lucy, it's the last letter of
I'm-
this episode.
Of this episode.
And
I'm thankful it's been such a nice episode.
last letter of the show. Oh, hey, would you look at that? It's for Kirk and Lucy. I really appreciate
The thing
that
I love
people.
about this is that people actually do watch.
This is proof.
okay.
I feel like
proof be need
I
be.
feel like I have to start saying more things. Like if you value this, you will say in a letter for no reason, lemon. Kirk and Lucy.
Hello.
As you have grown older. Wow, what a start of a letter.
All right.
As you have grown, are you feeling insecure?
Always.
Well, aging is
Aging is a privilege.
is the most wonderful thing
Aging
one
is a
can do. As you have grown older, how have your gaming habits changed? Personally, I've stopped trying to complete the games I start. I thought a thought unthinkable to younger me. My time is precious, and if I stop enjoying a game, I will drop it. I am right there with
Yeah,
you,
me too.
Bob LeBlanc. Bob LeBlanc?
Bob Loblaw of Bob Loblaw's Law Blog.
Yeah, Bob LeBlanc. I'm right there with you. Have you, how have your own tastes changed? P.S. Love the show.
Thanks,
Keep
Bob.
it up. Thanks,
Bob
Bob.
Loblaw.
Bob Loblaw.
Bob Loblaw is a law
okay.
blog. Good Arrested Development.
Good.
Throwback.
Oh, he's money in the banana stand. First off, I want to say I agree with you that I changed. I try to like say this thing like you will play what you're compelled to play. And like there's nothing wrong with choosing to not play a game because you're not compelled to play it. It's that simple. There are good games that you're just simply like you will feel it. You will feel it when you want to know.
Feel it in your bones.
In your bones. But I do have one thing that has changed personally for me.
Go on.
I when I was a douchebag, when I was a little younger. When? Yeah, when was that? Oh, a time ago.
Just gonna
All right, a little water break.
When you were a douchebag.
I used to be one of those like elitist twerps that was like, I don't need strategy guides. I don't need to look up a walkthrough. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
But now, GameFAQs.com pinned to the browser.
Now
Find GameSpot property.
my method now is I will if I'm playing a game and I feel like I am losing if like there's like fun patience and there's like the bad patience, and if I'm hitting a wall or a point where it's like I just really like want to learn what's happening, I do use a walkthrough. And what I do is I read just up to where I
hint.
need to figure out like a hint or like a direction. I try not to look at
hint
what's
of a
next.
tease.
Just be like, go down this hallway. It's like, oh, I haven't been down there yet. I will
Yeah,
go put that down and do that. And then try to get as far as I can until I have to do it. But I will say that has been a very healthy practice that has allowed me to finish games like all the Silent Hill games. Because which is why when I was playing Silent Hill F, I was like, when no one else had it and I was doing it for coverage, I was like, buckle up. I have no idea how this is going to go down. Now I can recite everything to that game backwards and forwards. But yeah, so that is a way in which my habits have changed and have allowed me to actually complete games without feeling like I'm cheating myself with the experience.
I would say I don't give a darn about trophies and achievements.
Give a darn. Wait a minute, but didn't you just say, oh, I have every achievement in Sands of Black Manor except for one?
No, I did every mystery and saved everyone. But I didn't do that with a guide.
Oh.
I just did that because I'm
You're so
an elite gamer.
But
But I looked and I only had like 3 achievements to go, and I could go back and do it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I
So
don't
you've
care
grown.
about achievements anymore.
But you did.
I did look.
No, but you were a achievement hunter.
I would say I was more compelled and driven by trophies and achievements than I am now.
Yes.
And I think I used to be. I also think that's a shift in the industry where I don't think achievements are very good anymore.
There are ways of like marking how far you've been in the game.
The thing that I like, what was I playing yesterday? I was playing Demon School yesterday, actually. And it has a thing where it has like an achievement tracker, and it tells you how many times you've done a certain action, like passed through someone, or how many times so like there are things like that I like, which is kind of the
it reflects your play style in a
Yes.
way, like weird little quirks you might have.
yeah, and I like that in games like so if you think about Wolfenstein or Indiana Jones, where you are then rewarded for doing an action a certain number of times,
Yes.
you're rewarded with a new like part of that playstyle. I like that. But it feels to me, and maybe I'm totally wrong about this, maybe within the achievement hunting communities, I'm completely off base. But I remember in the Xbox 360 days and the PS3 days, achievements was such a big thing that they were like memorable.
Yeah.
There would be achievements that everyone knew the names of. And, I like the Double Fine. Every year on Legend Day, they get the one where it's like, oh, the community works together. Everyone get that. It's one achievement, which is based off, playing against Tim, I think it is.
Yeah.
And so, but there is stuff like that. There's, it just feels like we don't have that anymore. And I feel like I was very swept up in that up until PS4. And then the only game that I think I've gotten all the achievements in recently, and it was 4 years ago, was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But that's because I did it on 360 and they reworked the achievements. And I was like, oh, I gotta do it again. It's fine. Got nothing else going on. Whereas now I'm just like, play a game.
Yeah.
I did trophy hunt for Control. I had everything and it bugged, and I had 1 trophy left. I had the platinum. It was fine. It was a DLC trophy, and I was like, I'm done
good.
it. I have a moral victory.
I remember you doing that. I remember when you were actually doing that in the office right next to me back in the old days.
I was trying to get the cats. And I had them all.
I still remember trophies from Dead Space 2.
Wow.
Because like there was like specific trophies in that game where you had to pierce certain of like creatures together with like the teleportation, the telekinesis move. And I remember like being like, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to kill 3 of these things in one spear. Like I need to do it.
I remember caring so much about what my Xbox 360 profile looked like and my avatar. And I think with PlayStation 5 in particular, there are some really cool ideas, like being able to see how long your friends have played the game for. And like that thing, it used to be like you could compare achievements on Xbox 360. This one's like you can compare how long they've played the game for. They would have a profile page, blah, 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 blah. I just don't use any of that stuff. And like on Xbox, I was on there and I was like, I don't know, the redesigned profile stuff to me is just not what I was so obsessed with.
Yeah.
Years ago. So I think that's how my
The big change.
habits have changed, and also the fact that now I'm just predominantly PC and I play with my status set to invisible and
Yep.
all of my games set to only I can see them. Because for me now, it's like MSN Messenger. Back in the day, I always had the plug-in so that everyone could see what I was listening to so
Yeah.
everyone would know that I was listening to Slipknot or Nirvana.
Or Saliva, your favorite new metal band.
Because that's the thing. It's like when you are a teenager, you are as a person are defined by what you like, and you want to show off to everyone what you like. Now, I'm very comfortable with who I am as a person. I'm very comfortable with what I like. The only things that I share with the world, and maybe this is because of social media and everything, is what I deign to share with the world. Got a private Instagram story that, like, that's my real life shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't want to see her private Instagram stories. Trust me.
It's mostly just pictures of my cat.
Yeah.
It's mostly just pictures of me with my cat at the vet being sad.
Yeah. So
She's fine.
yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
That was
know.
a good question. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Growing old.
A privilege. All right. That does it for another episode of Kurt and Lucy Got You Covered. It was our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah. What are you thankful for? Did you say what you're thankful for?
This year, I'm thankful for my friends and
Oh, I hope they're happy.
my relative health.
Those are two good things to be thankful for.
Yes. What about you?
Modern plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm forever grateful
Yeah.
for modern plumbing. There are a few things that matter to me in my life. There are so few things that matter.
Yeah.
I have a few people in my life that like matter to me
Not me.
in modern plumbing.
Didn't make the list.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I feel like I take modern plumbing for granted.
yeah, you should go home and think about when next time you use that toilet and you press that button
11 a.m.
and you're like, there was a
Damn.
time when I would have to do something with what I just did.
I would wash myself with a rag on a stick. Like the Romans. All right, we'll be back again next week with an episode. Don't forget, you can email your letters to gotchacovered@gamespot.com. We have a podcast version if you want to experience this audio magically. And we'll see you next time.
Bye. See ya. Thank you for all your messages.
Thank you. We
Thank
really
you, thank you,
appreciate
thank
it.
you,
We're
thank you,
thankful for you
And Kirk.
and John Luke and Spencer.
Yes.